driven to win. I am driven. I am driven to win. No matter what has came up against me, I will take a stand. I will believe in who I was created to be. See, the world tried to take me out, but God said I got a plan and a purpose for your life. So now I must fight. I must continue to win. No matter what I come up against, I defy all odds. I change my narrative because I have the power to win. I am driven. I am driven by purpose. I am driven. Sisters and brothers, kings and queens, stand up and fight. Never lose sight of what's in front of you because you have so much work to do. Stand up and say, I am driven. I am driven to win. I am driven.
Yeah. SG. Let's go. I'm driven, no superstition. Just accountable, reliable ammunition. Self-motivated to harness the bigger picture. I am the light bearer of forgiveness. A champion of the power, determined and driven. Tea Nicole is a considerable life coach. Should you ever stumble, we can crack the code. Inspirational power here today.
Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good morning. I am your host with the most, Coach Tea Nicole, coming straight out of Pontiac, Michigan. And I just want to say welcome, welcome, welcome to the Tea Nicole Show on today. Here you can tell your story, raise your voice, and show up as your authentic self each and every Saturday. And so I want to welcome you to the show. And so before we get started, I want y'all to do me a favor. Share this video, click this link below, and be sure to comment and let us know where you are tuning in from. I have a special guest here. This is my amazing sister who I met recently, and it has been a breath of fresh air since we first met. So I'm going to give y'all a couple minutes to share this video so that way y'all can see and meet this amazing woman. Can I tell y'all something? She cooked for me. She fed my belly. She made sure that I had something to eat. I remember when I first met her, we had went to this event, and it was a cold event. And so I told her I didn't eat like beef and pork. And so she brought me back this delicious turkey sandwich. And I was so excited because I didn't know Dunkin' Donuts had this sandwich. And so I was like, okay, she done won some brownie points with me. And I was so happy because it was cold, number one, and she got me a cappuccino. I think that's what it was, that drink. She was like, T, what would you like to drink? And I was like, some cappuccino, because I'm not a big coffee drinker, right? But I was so excited that she looked out for me. So I said, I need to have her on my show. And so I wanted to bring my amazing sister up to the show with me. So y'all make sure y'all welcome her, and make sure comment below so we can say hello to you and you. Hey Leah, good morning.
Hi, T. How are you?
I'm so well. It has been so long. I'm so glad that you are joining little old me today.
I'm so glad that you invited me.
Yes. So can you please tell our audience who you are and where you are tuning in from?
I'm Lela Greenenough, and I'm tuning in. Actually, I'm in Montour Falls, New York right now. I'm sitting in, I will be proctoring a Reiki class today. So I'm a Reiki Master. So I get to sit in on all of these other classes, and I'm working towards my Reiki teachers part of it. So I get to learn how to do the attunement a day.
I want to say thank you for talking about that, because a lot of people don't know what Reiki is. So we can have a conversation about what Reiki is and how did it come into your life? Because I know, like I said, some people don't know what it is. And some people, when they hear that word, they be like, that's not good. But they won't know unless they hear it from a master. So, a teacher, because you said you are a teacher, correct?
Well, I'm taking the teacher part.
Okay. So now you could be, once you take it and you get it, you'll be able to teach somebody else, correct?
Yes,
Y-
ma'am.
Yes. So, okay. So tell us. So, can you let our audience know a little more about you? Because I know they like, who is she? Why did she come on the show? So can you tell us a little more about yourself?
I certainly can.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Reiki Master. I've been doing this for a little over 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
I learned different aspects of food because I was not feeling well and I was overweight. I learned different herbs that I could use to help myself. And I've lost 30 pounds just by changing my diet, which that helped with the chronic pain, joint pain, because I had a diet of a lot of carbs and sugar and things like that,
Mm-hmm.
and my whole body just went haywire. So when I like my hair was falling out, so I got a lot of hair. I never worried about it falling out, but when I there were clumps in the shower, I was like, "Geez, there must really be something wrong." So I changed my
Mm-hmm.
diet. I cut everything out of my diet. I just used like salads, uh, spinach based salads or spring mix, um, lean proteins, fresh vegetables, fruit, things like that. I made all my own dressings at home, so I knew what was in them. And the weight started coming off very nicely, 10 pounds a month. And my hair stopped falling out, my skin cleared up. So it was a win. And after all that happened, that's when I walked onto a spiritual path because I knew that there was more out there for me to be able to help myself. So I started out with mediumship work, and then I went into the healing aspect with energy work. So Reiki is universal life force energy. It all comes from God, and I've asked to be a clear and open channel to this energy that they provide freely and willingly to help other people. I've had a lot of successes, not only with just a one on one, but with groups as well. I know that energy knows no bounds. That's why I can send energy anywhere in the world to anyone or situation or whatever it is, and it will work. It's like having your electricity in your house. You can't see it, but you know it's there because the light is on. Same,
Mm.
same concept. So if you're open to receiving, it's a wonderful thing.
You said something about that energy right there. You said you can't see it, but the light is on. So, like, this conversation, it may, not be the traditional topic that we're talking about or talk about, but this is the benefit about the Tea Nicole Show. Anybody and everybody is welcome. So, me personally, I've had the experience of like having a Reiki session because me myself, I've been on a spiritual journey, but as well as a healing journey. And
Yeah,
so for me, it was like I was open to receive it, and it was something that I needed to help me as I heal because I'm used to healing one way. And I'm like, I'm not finna take all these medication. I'm not finna be just doing the traditional way because it's not working for me. I remember growing up certain things and it worked for me. So I'm like, okay, I'm going back to the old way. So I love what you said, especially you allowed your food to be your medicine. So let's talk about that for a minute because I love the fact that you said that, because we have a lot of people that watch our show. We have a lot of people that we coach, because I feel like you be coaching people in your sessions. So this is for me and you. So let's talk about the food. So what is the importance of eating and changing your diet to fit you to where it becomes your food? I mean your medicine, where your food become your medicine.
So I had to start with what I felt was wrong in my body. So I
Mhm.
had this red rash on my neck that I couldn't get rid of. It ended up being an overgrowth of yeast in my gut. So that can become very dangerous because it's like a chain reaction to a lot of other things. So once I figured out what I felt was the problem in my body, I was able to research what an overgrowth of yeast in the gut was, and what it did to your body and what triggered it and what kept it growing and all of that. And it was all the carbs and sugar that I was eating. I have, or did have, well, I still do have it, a very big sweet tooth. So that was my downfall, was a lot of the sugar and stuff and anything that had sugar in it. And
Molly.
when I stopped using those kinds of products and I stopped eating prepackaged foods and things like that, everything I did from scratch. And it made huge changes. And it only took, for me to notice a drastic change, it only took about 3 to 5 days of a diet change. And I noticed a huge difference. So, food, Hippocrates always said, let food be thy medicine.
Mhm.
And I feel that that is what our future will have as well. Instead of all these meds, people will start turning to food.
And it's showing, because a lot of people do it now. So I love that you even talking about this today, and I want to say thank you for that because I'm telling you, food can heal, it can restore, and that's even for the people that read the Bible, that believe in the Bible. It said like the herb yielding fruit, so are the trees. So I believe in that. I believe in the plants. I believe that plant can heal our body. So I thank you for that. So now let's talk about Reiki a little bit. I want to shift gears a little bit. So
Okay.
how did you come into Reiki then? Because you said the food, but how did you come into Reiki?
Um, I had went actually I went to the local fair. My daughter had told me about it. She's went to massage school, so they touched a little bit on Reiki and massage. So when she was up visiting, she says, Mom, they have a medium at the fair, but there's also a Reiki person there with them. You should go and try that. It might help you. And
Mhm.
I'm like, well, what's Reiki? And she didn't know a lot about it, but she knew that it was an energy based modality. So when I went, I had a Reiki session with a woman, and I was like floored uh, because I felt really good after the session. I felt relaxed. My pain level came down. And I'm like, boy, this is different. This is, I've never really experienced it. So I signed up for a class. Of course, it was months class was. So I had taken mediumship classes with the woman that, was there in the booth with her. And her and the woman that taught were partnered up, which I didn't know that. It was one of her students that was there. And
Mhm.
it was just a phenomenal experience. And I was hooked immediately because of how I felt. There was a lot of things that fell to the wayside that I didn't even know was really bothering me. So
Mm.
again, it's you get to set an intention for what you would like to receive. I don't know what people need. I allow the energy to flow through me. I allow it to come into my higher heart, and I fill it with all that love and compassion and empathy. And then it flows down my arms and out the palms of my hands. So
Mm-hmm.
I get the energy first. So I get to set my intention for what I want to receive. And then the client sets an intention for what they want to receive. But sometimes we don't know what we need. So this energy is highly intelligent. It comes from God. I don't need to tell it what to do. I don't need to direct it. And I don't. I
Mm-hmm.
just let it do what it's supposed to do. And I allow those that work with me from the other side, because I can't do this on my own. They guide me into where I need to be, what I need to do. And every session for everybody is different. So one
Mm-hmm.
person may come and have more than one session, but each session is different.
Mm-hmm.
It's never the same. So things that people may feel or see, may they most likely will not feel or see the next session that they book and have. It will be something different because you're able to clear up levels of things that we as humans tend to, instead of dealing with things that crop up right away, we want to just push it down and deal with it later. And then we put more stuff on top of it. And then
Mm-hmm.
we say, oh, well, I'll deal with that later. And we put more stuff on top of that. So we never really get to the core of what the thing was that was bothering us because we keep piling other stuff on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
Reiki is a good way to help move some of that energies out because we have things that are stuck in our chakra system. So I'm able to open the chakra and clean it out and fill it with light and restart that chakra. But
Mm-hmm.
because I do shamanic work, my Reiki isn't just Reiki anymore. It's a mixture of Reiki and shamanic work, which is a whole nother ball game.
Yeah.
So it's amazing. I mean, I have people tell me, oh my God, that was amazing. How do you do that? It's not me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just the conduit to the energy.
Yes.
So it's there's a lot to be said for having energy work done.
Yeah. And again, I want to say thank you for everybody that's coming into the room. Make sure y'all let us know where you're watching from so that way we can say hello. It's okay to ask questions, it's okay to comment because what we're talking about, a lot of people don't know, a lot of people don't understand, and it's okay. Like you're talking to a Reiki master. I'm not a Reiki master, but I understand things. And so it's like, I realize that everything works hand in hand, everything goes together. So, like the terminology she's using, you may not understand, and it's okay. You don't have to understand it right now, but you can always ask her questions. Hi, Melody. Good morning. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us on today. Okay, so Leah, so I want to go back to something because you mentioned something about your food earlier. And so I know something about you, and I want our audience to know it as well. You don't really touch on it a lot, but so let's talk about, do you do herbs as well? And if so, has that been a part of your healing journey?
Yes, I started Rosemary Gladstar's herbalist herbalism course.
Mhm.
I won't go to a master herbalist, but I'll have the knowledge to let someone know what herbs that they could use. Because plants, I mean, that's what we used in the beginning of time. We used plant medicine. It
Mhm.
takes longer in the body than it does a prescription medication to work, but you have to be gentle with yourself. That's the key. Being
Mhm.
gentle and allowing it to work and being consistent with it. So, like mullein. Mullein is people think it's just a weed. It's really tall. It's got these beautiful little yellow flowers on it. The leaves
Mhm.
are large and they're kind of fuzzy, but they're soft.
Mhm.
Well, when you dry them out, you use them as a tea. So the tea is good for the lungs. So any lung issues that you have, breathing issues, mullein is good for that. You can smoke it. You can drink it in a tea. Um, but again, all of these herbs that you use take time to work, and you have to do it for weeks and months in order to get the desired effect that you want. Because if you're using herbs for something, it's probably you have a chronic problem that you need to keep abreast. Instead of taking a pharmaceutical every day, some people will do a tea mixture every day, 3, 4 times a day, instead of a
Mhm.
pill. And I've gone to the doctors and they've asked me, well, how many medications are you on? And I'm like, none.
Mhm.
I'm 60. If you can see the look I get when I tell them I'm on no meds, I am now. I have a inhaler, but
Leah, you said you are
um,
on meds now,
this,
and what else did you say after that? I'm sorry.
they're today. I didn't,
Hmm. Leah, I lost Leah. I lost you for a moment. You said you are now on medication. What did you say? I lost her sound for a moment. So we're gonna wait a couple minutes and let Leah come back in. Leah, we can't hear you, or I can't hear you. So I want to make sure that everybody else can hear her. If you guys could do me a favor, please let us know if you can hear Leah. Leah, can you say something for me? No, I can't hear you. Go out of the stage and come back in for me. So for everybody that's watching, yeah, okay. So yeah, I lost her, so she'll probably join us back. So I want to say thank you guys for being here. You know, and we live in a day and an age where technology is not always kind to us, but I'm so glad that she was able to come on. And so we're going to hope she comes back in. But guys, can I tell you, I'm so glad that Leah has been able to grace us with her presence on today, because I am in this space in my life where, I just recently went to the doctors. And so it's some things that's going on in my body. But I have to have two more tests. And so I'll be able to get some of the answers that I've been looking for, but I'm not going to just wait on the doctor to give me the answer. I have to do some work. Thank you. Yes, I am in Pontiac and I'm so glad to be here. Are you in Pontiac as well, Melanie? Because if so, we need to link up very soon. I'm trying to get an office space here in Pontiac, but some of the things that I've been looking for did not go well. We need to link up. Please, please. I was trying to get in one office space, but some things didn't, it fell through. But I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna give up. I'm still gonna, do what I need to to do what I was called to do. And so I'm excited for life and change and growth. And so I hate that I lost Leah, but the show must go on. We got a couple more minutes, but I want to talk to you guys. I want to be transparent. I want to be honest. And so for those that know me, I've been overweight for majority of my life. And then I finally was able to lose some weight, and I had lost 60 pounds, but then it was like I wasn't feeling good in my body. And so I reverted back to eating negatively. So I was eating things I know I didn't have no business doing. And then I was like in love. And so I put on more weight. So I love the fact that she was talking about plant food. Hold on one second, guys. Let's see. Let's add her. Hi,
I'm
Leah.
back.
Yay! We can hear you. We can hear you. We can hear you.
That's what happens when you live in the country.
Yes. So you were saying this is the last part that we were able to hear you off of. You were saying that you now are on medication and then you was going into something else.
Yes, the inhaler.
Mm-hmm.
So because I had pneumonia, I ended up, well, I have a mild COPD. I may be able to get off the inhaler at some point, but I have to strengthen my lungs. So breathing is a very essential thing about staying alive. So
Mm-hmm.
what I'll do is once I get my lungs strong enough, I'll start doing the mullein tea, and hopefully that'll keep everything open in my lungs, and I'll be able
Mm-hmm.
to get off of the inhaler. Sometimes we need meds just for a short period of time
Mm-hmm.
until we can get some things straightened out and get our bodies where it needs to be. And then you can wean yourself off of those. That's what I did when I had pain meds. So because
Mm-hmm.
they had me on all these pain meds because I had a triple or a double level spinal fusion. So I was on pain meds and muscle relaxers. So that's what actually put me on this path,
Mm-hmm.
was all of that surgery and stuff for my back.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
I
what?
had to wean myself off of Percocet and Soma.
Mm-hmm.
And, as the inflammation started coming down and the pain started coming down to a point where I could actually live with it without taking pills,
Mm-hmm.
I did it through a change of diet.
Mm. Do you offer a class or yeah, do you offer a class that can help people like learn to cook differently, trying new? Go ahead.
I did a class for women, premenopausal and menopausal women,
Mm-hmm.
and that was pretty successful. I
Mm-hmm.
researched a lot of things and foods and teas and things like that. But yes, if there was enough interest,
Mm-hmm.
I would offer a class like that, and I would counsel somebody one on one if they needed it.
Really? We might
Yeah,
have to have a conversation because we may have to have something like that where we do like a group because with you being in New York and I'm in Michigan, you never know if we get enough people to watch the show and be like, Teresa, I would be interested in being a part of that class and maybe we can either have you come in person or have you do it live. I would rather you come in person because you can cook some food for us.
I could do that.
Yeah, and I know you would. You don't have a problem driving, so but we would have to get you
I
here
would do
like in the
that for
spring.
you in a heartbeat.
Yes, and I would love to have you here. So I want to thank Anoya for introducing me to you, and you are a breath of fresh air. And so I want to thank you, but I want you to tell our viewers, like, give them some encouraging words, give them some takeaways that they can take with them because I want people to know, like, you really can heal yourself, but it's not about just healing yourself. It's just like changing your whole lifestyle. So let's have
Yes.
what encouraging words do you have for people today?
Sometimes we have to let things in our lives fall totally apart in order to get what we want. So when I did this journey, there's a lot of things that fell apart in my life. But with that being said, there was a lot of great things that came in. So when you love yourself enough and you make yourself number one, amazing things happen. I'm very blessed with how all of this transformed my life. There were people that I knew that I hung out with when I was younger that all I had to do was put a pair of sunglasses on and dye my hair, and nobody even knew who I was. Now that's a freaking transformation if I ever heard one or saw one. So this is, anyone can do this. This is open for everybody. All you have to do is set your mind to it and say, I'm important enough to do this for me. And I love myself enough to do this for me. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get healthy. I'm going to get strong. I'm going to, if it's a weight issue, I'm going to set a goal, even if they're small ones. I'm going to lose pounds in 2 months. All it takes is that small first step. And as soon as you start seeing drastic results, well, honey, you're going to be running for all the other things that you can do to help yourself get healthy and feel better. I was amazed. I was like, how does this happen? I'd have never thought that I would have had the results that I had just by changing my diet. So I tell people, research the food they eat, see what it's doing to your body. And if you're eating processed food, prepackaged stuff, stop buying it. Shop the perimeter of the grocery store where it's real food that you actually have to cook and prepare, and see what that does for you. And I tell people, stay away from dairy, sugar, and gluten, wheat things. So bread and cake, things like that have all that wheat and flour and all that fluffy stuff. Well, fluffy foods make you fluffy. If you stop eating it, your body will slim down. If you have skin problems, that will clear up.
Food is medicine. Food is medicine. That's what I'm taking away from that. We lost you for a moment, but that's okay. Food is medicine. So I want to say, Leah, thank you for being who you are. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for, trying something different and taking back your life, taking back your health, and being in control of what it is Leah needed to do for herself. And so I want to connect with Melanie after this. Look, and Melanie said she will sign up for the class. So we might have to put something together for that class. So I'm going to make sure I set something up for Leah with Leah because, and you know what? Melanie, me too. Me too. Like for a while, I had got down 60 pounds. I was looking amazing, feeling amazing. And I cut out all dairy, all gluten, all processed foods. I was eating holistically. And so my body was doing a lot better. But things started to show up weirdly. So now I got to get back to that whole feel of eating differently. So I'm going to put something together. So Melanie, make sure you inbox me. I'm gonna find you. If you don't find me, I'm gonna find you. I'm coming to you so we can have a conversation. Leah. So I want to thank you guys, Leah. There you go. Do you have any final words?
I can't hear you.
No, you can't hear me. I can hear you. You can't hear me. Okay, well, I want to thank you, Leah, for being here today. Technical difficulties on her end and my end, but that's okay. I thank Leah for coming, and I want you guys to have an amazing weekend. Make sure you connect with us each and every Saturday. We're going to have an amazing guest. And so, again, if you need to reach out to Leah, make sure you click the links. I have put her information. She has a website, she has Instagram, she has Facebook. Make sure you contact her today. Don't wait till tomorrow. If you have any questions about Reiki or just healing thyself through food, make sure you connect to her today. So I thank you all for tuning in. Be sure you come check us out next week. We got another amazing guest, and I want you guys to have an amazing day. Take care and bless you all.